How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Sword and Shield Wi-Fi battle, and today we're going to hopefully be showcasing Galarian Zapdos as its shiny form has just been released, so it's looked pretty damn cool. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one, and with that being said, let's find ourselves a game. Okay, we found our opponent, and they've got a pretty cool looking team, I guess. They've got a Toxapex, a Hippowdon, Dragapult, Terrakion, Corviknight, and a Blissey. Looking at my team, I didn't fully make this team. I kind of saw someone else's team on Showdown, and I was like, you know what, I really like that. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to make some adjustments. So I've swapped a bunch of Pokemon around to make it my own twist on the team. Because I haven't built a Sword and Shield team in a long time. But I'm looking at this guy's team, and I think Zapdos could do some work, you know. If we can get that Terrakion, maybe, I don't think it'll one-shot us, but we can get that Terrakion with close combat. Blissey's going to go down. I hate Blissey. But looking at the rest of his team, you know, he's got some bulk. Toxapex's going to be hard to get around. I'm going to have to use my Johnny 5 is alive over here to take him out. And the same with Corviknight. Just got to watch out for the ground-type Hippowdon, but we have stuff to take care of Hippowdon relatively well. So looking at his team, I reckon I'll probably get better off leading off with Kingston the Slowking. And the battle begins. My opponent is going to lead off with Dragapult, which is just fine, as I ended up leading off with my Slowking, of course. Now looking at this situation, not the best situation to be in. I don't think I'm going to teleport because I don't want to take any unnecessary damage, especially when I do have a switch in Tyranitar. So I'm just going to go ahead and go into Tyranitar real quick, get the sand up as well, which would be really good for us. Clearly my opponent's team has some sort of sand functionality if they've brought Hippowdon, but that Hippowdon might actually end up working in our favour if the Tyranitar goes down, so that's always good. Okay, so I'm going to withdraw my Slowking, of course, and go into Tyranitar. I'm curious as to what the Dragapult's going to do. Maybe it wanted to go for a ghost type move. Hopefully it doesn't burn me. That'd be quite annoying. It makes me want to think, oh, goes for the U-turn. Okay, cool. So U-turn's going to go through there. It's not going to do too much damage to my Tyranitar. We've got the sand up as well, which is great. As now I'm going to go ahead and expect my opponent to bring in Hippowdon. That seems like one of the most logical things to bring in, since it can 1v1 my Tyranitar pretty well. They're going to bring in Terrakion. That's also, you know, another one that could do the same thing. This big fighting type brute is in my way. I don't really have the best switching other than Slowking, so I'm going to go into Slowking real quick because I'm fully expecting a close combat from this thing. If he's choice banded, it might do a little bit too much damage to my Slowking, but we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. Otherwise, I'll be able to just go straight for the teleport. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go into Slowking to sponge a hit from this thing. Hopefully, we can actually take the hit pretty well. We should be physically defensive, so close combat hopefully doesn't do anything great. So now we're in a position where they kind of have to switch out. They can't stay in with the Terrakion. Its defenses are dropped. It's a rock type. It doesn't want to get burned by Scald. That's for sure. So, you know, even with the rock type special defense boost, it's still not going to take it too well. Not going to take it too well at all. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go for a teleport because I'm fully expecting this guy to switch out right here. There is the option that he Dynamaxes, but I haven't seen that in a while. Goes for a Stone Edge. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I could very easily have just gone for a Scald there and, if not taking you out, burnt you. Then again, it might not have burnt either, so go for the teleport. It's fine. We've got Regenerator. We can get our health right back up to half, which is great. And now I've got in my mind, I'm like, what do I want to do here? Do I go into Johnny 5? Since we're choice scarfed, we can go for Energy Ball and try and take him out that way. Alternatively, there is Zapdos. Energy Ball might not take it out because of the Sandstorm. I think Zapdos might be the better one. No, actually, no. Excadrill's the best one here because Sand's up. We can just go for an EQ and just decimate them. Let me just double check the team again. So they do have a Corviknight, which is most definitely coming in right now. In which case, I might go ahead and go into Johnny 5. Is alive, by the way. Johnny 5 is alive. Just to really scare that Corviknight, because Corviknight's definitely coming in right now. There we go. We're going to withdraw. We're going to go into Xurkitree. And my opponent's definitely going to go into Corviknight because I've already decided. Yes, there we go. Into Corviknight, I would assume. Yes, there it is. There it is. So this is a perfect switch in for us. I'm going to go ahead and expect them not to go into Hippowdon necessarily because I could have Energy Ball. but I'm going to expect them to go into Blissey. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. I think Blissey is more likely to come in than Hippowdon. Like I said, Xurkitree gets Energy Ball. My opponent probably knows that because, you know, you've got to know these things if you're battling. They are going to withdraw the Corviknight. Hopefully they do go into Blissey. They have gone into Blissey, which is great news for us because it means I can go into my Galarian Zapdos and get a free Choice Band of Close Combat off on whatever I want. So the Volt Switch is going to go through. It's not going to do very much damage at all because it is a Blissey after all. And now this gives me a free switch into the beautiful Zapdos. And I'm looking at my opponent's team and I'm thinking they kind of have... Oh, look how cool that looks shiny though. Looks so cool. It's just a shame you can't nickname them. Well, at least they wouldn't let me nickname them. Anyway, this is going to get buffed by the Sandstorm, which is great. The obvious thing to do is to go for close combat. However, they could easily switch their Dragapult or their Toxapex in to take said close combat. So, with that in mind, I could either go for a Brave Bird, expecting the switch, because no way is this Blissey staying in, or I could go for a U-turn on the expected switch. It depends. See, the thing is, if I go for Toxapex, if I go Brave Bird on a Toxapex, it might not do enough damage, plus Toxapex has Regenerator, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. I'm thinking we go for U-turn or Brave... You know what? My gut's telling me to go for Brave Bird, so I'm going to go with it. They are going to withdraw the Blissey, of course. What they're going to go into? Hippowdon, that's also a good switch because it's quite a bulky Pokemon. Brave Bird still works out in this situation though, as we can go for it, hopefully do a solid amount of damage to this Hippowdon. We do half, which is great, and unfortunately they do have a Rocky Helmet on their Hippowdon, which is unfortunate, but this is a tough one. As much as I want to stay in and go for a Brave Bird again, I don't want to lose any more HP, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch straight out. I'm going to go into my Corviknight real quick, and hopefully they don't stop Stealth Rocks. I'm hoping they go for the Slack Off first, and then we're planning on going the Stealth Rocks last, because this means I can go for a Taunt with my Corviknight. So let's get Zapdos out of there. We're going to Corviknight real quick. There he is, the Silver Bird. Nice and silver. They go for a Slack Off just as I expected, which is fine. I have other means to take out this Hippowdon, and now I'm just kind of going for a Taunt because I don't want Stealth Rocks up on my side of the field. That's the last thing I want. Okay, I can go for a Taunt. They do stay in, which means they probably were going to go for a Stealth Rocks. And yep, there we go. Cool. So we finally did something worthwhile with this Corviknight. I've been testing it a lot, and it's just like hard to pull off sometimes. Let's go for a U-turn. U-turn seems like the only way I'm going to get around this. I think the Hippowdon will switch out. Yep, the Hippowdon's going to switch out. What's it going to go into though? Toxapex, that works for me. Gives me another opportunity to go into my what do you call it? Xurkitree. That's the one, Xurkitree. Alright, so Toxapex is here. I'm actually thinking in my head, you know, I know, steady on, whether I want to go into Johnny 5 because that Hippowdon's still there, sitting pretty. Gosh. Golly gosh. I'm thinking in my head that I might go into... No, I think Johnny 5 is still a good play. I think Johnny 5 is a fine play. Let's go into Xurkitree real quick. Toxapex is already on the field. There we go. And Toxapex. What are you doing there, sonny boy? What are you going to do? Are you going to go for... He might go for his Baneful Bunker move to scout out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a Volt Switch anyway. If they bring in Hippowdon, it means they get a free Stealth Rocks. If they bring in Blissey, it means we get in a free Zapdos. There's the Blissey. Blissey's still the best play for him because he doesn't know whether I'm going to go for Energy Ball or not. Again, I'm wondering why he didn't go for Baneful Bunker to see. Maybe he doesn't know that I'm choiced. But we're getting some nice chip damage off on the Blissey as well with Xurkitree. Xurkitree is a powerhouse, I tell the what. I tell thee. So now I'm thinking in my head, go into Zapdos. Zapdos seems like an optimal play. I don't know what else I could really do in this situation. I think they will bring in the Hippowdon again, which would be great. I'm just checking the move power. They're both 120, so... Let's go for close combat. Let's go for it. I don't think they'll bring Toxapex in. I don't think they'll bring in Dragapult because of the Brave Bird potential. I think they will go into Hippowdon again. So they're going to bring in Blissey. I'm going to return Blissey. Going into Hippowdon, which is actually fine. Now, if Brave Bird 2-hit KO, then I'm hoping that Close Combat will also 2-hit KO. The only downside being, of course, the defensive drop. So close combat comes through. It is a 2-hit KO, which is great. We do get the defense drop, which is unfortunate, but it's whatever. And we get hit by the Rocky Helmet and the Sandstorm. It's not looking too good for Zapdos. Not exactly looking too good. But if we can break through this Hippowdon, that'll be great. So let's go for another close combat real quick on the Hippowdon and just see how it goes. Yep, they're going to withdraw the Hippowdon. They obviously now must be choiced in some manner of form. They're going to bring in the Toxapex. This is fine. At least we don't get Rocky Helmet damage off, which is great. We can go for the close combat. It's still doing a little bit of chip damage, which is fine. Not that it matters because obviously Toxapex does have the Regenerate. So we're going to get buffed by Sunstorm, which is a shame. They're going to get buffed by Sandstorm, which is also great for us. It gets healed back immediately by the Black Sludge though, so it's not a big deal. It's times like this I wish I wasn't choice so I could go for a U-turn. But I think the play to make here is to go into Johnny 5 again. And just scare this thing out because it's all chip damage on the Blissey at the end of the day. All chip damage on the Blissey. And I have a feeling that this turn, you go for the knockoff. We lost the Choice Scarf. That is a shame. That is a real shame. It's not actually that much of a shame though. Because now even if the Blissey comes in, we can just Volt Switch on it. I kind of want to go for Volt Switch anyway. Because if he goes into Blissey, I'd like to Volt Switch back into Zapdos. Whereas if he goes into Powdon, I can just switch up moves and go for an Energy Ball and it should be able to finish off our Powdon from half health. So I'm going to go for a Volt Switch. I think Xurkitree is going to put in some work right now. Yep, they're going to withdraw the Toxapex, of course. It's a water type. They don't want to deal with Xurkitree. Going to go into Blissey. Again, this is fine for us because not only are we getting a bit of chip Sandstorm damage off, we're also getting some chip Volt Switch damage off, taking it just over half its health. So this is a really good position for us to be in. Kinda. As now what I'm thinking in my head is I'm thinking we don't go into Zapdos. I'm thinking we go into Zapdos. And we go for a Brave Bird. I think that's the right play to make here. No. No. They're definitely switching out. Probably won't go into Hippowdon because it's half dead. They'll probably go into Toxapex again. So, I'm going to go for a U-turn. Just to try and preserve Zapdos a little bit longer. Because, again, getting a free switching with Zapdos and getting a free close combat off is really good. Especially if it's Brave Bird instead. Yep, they're going to withdraw the Blissey real quick. What they're going to go into, Toxapex, that's fine by me. No Rocky Helmet or anything like that, so nothing to worry about in that regards. We definitely know it's got Regenerator because it's back at full health. And now we get a free switch back into Xurkitree. So Xurkitree is in a decent position right now for me. Xurkitree is in a decent position for me. At the same time, so is Drilbit, my Excadrill. I think we're just going to Toxapex, to be honest with you, because we're whittling down the Blissey slowly but steadily. Because there's no way he's going to keep the Blissey in on a close combat, so it's a bit pointless to keep trying to do that. We should just go in with a Toxapex. So now, kind of want to go for Volt Switch. Kind of want to go straight for a Thunderbolt. I'm going to go straight for a Thunderbolt, you know. The extra damage, we might actually be able to 2-hit KO Blissey from where it's at. Might. Keyword being might there. Yep, he's going to withdraw his Toxapex into the Blissey. Hippowdon, that's fine. Hippowdon is at half health. So this kind of works out because we can just go straight for an Energy Ball. We haven't revealed Energy Ball yet, so they might be confident that we don't have it. Otherwise, you know, maybe I would have predicted it, but that's not the case, I'm afraid. As I think in this situation, I could just go straight for an Energy Ball. I could Dynamax and go for a Max Overgrowth, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'll just go straight for an Energy Ball and hope it KOs. I'm pretty sure it does, though, from here. He's going to withdraw his Hippowdon again. Going into Blissey. Corviknight. That's an interesting one. I don't see what the deal is there. He's going to exert his pressure, not Mirror Armor, which is unusual to me anyway. As I can go for an Energy Ball. It's going to do nothing, of course. And now I'm still in that good position because it's a Corviknight. What's it planning on doing to me? That's what I really want to know here. What's it actually planning to do? Well, I could just go for a Thunderbolt right now, unless it's going to Dynamax. But I think we're pretty confident going for a Thunderbolt here, because he can keep switching in the Hippowdon and everything all he wants. They're going to withdraw the Corviknight again. I have no idea what's going on here, and they're going to go into Blissey. So Blissey comes in, and with the Sandstorm, to be fair, I think we 2-hit KO with Thunderbolt from here. I really do think we 2-hit KO from Thunderbolt, unless we get a crit. Yeah, we do 2-hit KO, which is great. So this is a really good position for us to be in. He hasn't really got much on his team to stand up to my Xurkitree other than his Dragapult. Let's go for another Thunderbolt. We'll just keep spamming Thunderbolt for now. Like I said, if he brings the Hippowdon in, and we finally take out one of his Pokemon, being Blissey, and we've whittled this Blissey down with Xurkitree. And we finally managed to take it out. Wow, Blissey just is so fat. It's unbelievable. And in comes Terrakion. I've got to be honest with you, I completely forgot Terrakion was even on their team because I haven't seen it much. This position is not the best in the world to be in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I can't switch you in. I can switch you in. Corviknight. Corviknight can probably take at least one close combat. This is a tough one. Let's go into Corviknight. Corviknight seems like the best play here. Johnny 5 is staying alive. We're going to bring in Don Silvera, the Corviknight, to hopefully take a close combat to the face. Close combat or Stone Edge both work fine. We do take it, and we can actually take another one as well, which is perfect. Perfect situation for us to be in. As we've only got 3 minutes left on the battle, which is a shame. But we got a nice chunk of damage on him. He's actually at the same health as we are. And now I'm thinking in my head, do I want to go straight for a Brave Bird or do I go for a U-turn? I think I'll go for Brave Bird here. Let's go for Brave Bird. Brave Bird seems like a fine situation. They're going to go for a Taunt. They obviously expected me to go for a Roost or something. But I'm afraid that is not the case. I go straight for a Brave Bird. And hopefully this does enough damage to it so that the next attack from Terrakion... Oh! We actually made it faint? Oh, I was not expecting that. I thought it would live on like a quarter of its health. Just because Corviknight's not exactly offensive on, well, my particular build isn't. It's defensive. We're going to bring in Dragapult now, though. This is good. The timer's running out. We've got some KOs. It's looking like we're going to win by Pokemon amount. So I've got to be careful here. I'm going to go for a U-turn. Just in case he doesn't KO me. Or if he goes for a burn or something like that. Alright, he's going to go for a Draco Meteor. This is probably not going to KO me, to be honest with you. I don't think it will. It does! So I'm going to go ahead and assume that is a Choice Specs Dragapult right there. That is what I'm thinking. So this gives us a good opportunity though. It means we can go straight into our Tyranitar, which is exactly what I want to do. Go into Tyranitar, we can get the Sandstorm back up, and hopefully we can get some more damage off on this guy's team. What I can see coming in now though is a Corviknight, which I believe is already weakened a fair amount. I think we got a close combat off on it earlier. We could also expect to see a Hippowdon coming in. I'm going to go straight for a Crunch though. Crunch seems fine. As they do withdraw the Dragapult, they don't want it to go down just yet. And they're going to go into Hippowdon. Hippowdon was at half health, yeah. So this is going to come down to whoever is fastest. So go for a Crunch real quick. It's going to do a flipping decent amount of damage. Rocky Helmet does come into play. I can go for an Ice Beam, and Ice Beam will finish off this Hippowdon. Hopefully I outspeed though. It's going to be unfortunate otherwise. No, we do outspeed. Able to go for an Ice Beam and get one more KO on the team before the timer runs out, which is great. So Hippowdon's down. And now we could just kind of wreck their team a little bit. Bits and bobs here and there. We're going to bring back the Dragapult. Seems like a risky one, since I do have the Sandstorm up, and Tyranitar has got some good bulk to its name. I'm going to go straight for a Crunch. And I'm hoping that I can live a Draco Meteor. So I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor. I think Tyranitar can live this. He's a bulky boy. Come on. Show us your bulk. There it is. Tyranitar once again showing why it is an indestructible monster. Go for the Crunch. We can definitely take out the Dragapult, I'm sure. There we go. Ending the game in flames and sparks. And I think that is a 5-2 victory to us. We're going to send in the Corviknight, but unfortunately the battle timer has run out. There is nothing left for my opponent to do. Nothing left for me to do. Other than pick a move, apparently. Okay, I'll just go for a Stone Edge. Yep, but that's a 5-2 victory right there. There we go. That's what we like to see. Alright, hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, leave a like, subscribe. Let me know you want to see more Sword and Shield Wi-Fi battles. And with that being said, I'll see you all in a bit.